Tim Deegan has the latest advisory that just came in at 5 p.m.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Heather. And the headline is the Hurricane Center has adjusted the forecast track back a little to the west. We talked about that. And just so you know, if you've been following us for a while, our county by county forecast, our forecast was for it to pass by us at about 80 to 80.1 west. Of course, we would love for the adjustments to be to the east. But when you hear the headline that the adjustments have come to the west, when you hear from your neighbors, oh my, they've adjusted to the west, don't be too concerned about that. They simply support the numbers that we have been talking about, number one. Number two, from here on out, we have plenty of meteorological confidence. I'm not talking about cockiness, but confidence. We'll talk about the meteorology, that any adjustments for here on out will be slight adjustments east or west. We do not see meteorologically why this would make a turn. That doesn't mean we don't take it serious. We do. And we'll show you why, because this is an intense hurricane and it has a lot that we will be working with, and it has increased in its size mainly because of the eye. Remember, this was once a very intense hurricane, but now the eye has widened to 40 miles wide. So not only is the hurricane expanding, just the fact that I remember this is the forecast for the eye. So the eye that was 12 miles wide is 40 miles wide. So even if the hurricane force wind area was not expanding, just the fact that the calm eye wall now, if you go 20 miles east to west instead of 10, that adds 10 miles right there. So that's really what we mean by expansion. Both the eye is getting bigger, so the start place for where the calm winds are closer for that reason, and the actual wind field has expanded a bit. So here's the update. As the eye goes by, notice how similar it is. Notice how it really parallels our bending coastline. So whether you're talking about St. Augustine, Jacksonville Beach, Fernandina, Brunswick, and all the spots in between, the new official forecast, and I really think from here on out, we're going to see less and less adjustments. So I really think that we can begin to lock in this. We'll watch every wobble, but 70 miles east of St. Augustine, Jacksonville, and then Brunswick, about 70 miles. Well, what does that mean as far as the hurricane force winds? Now, these are the sustained hurricane force winds. Notice how close the sustained hurricane force winds come to the coast, but don't quite make it. That's why you've seen in our forecast, you'll still see in our forecast, we're going for gusts, not sustained, of 75, all along areas from the intercoastal to the beaches. But this is what we were thinking, folks. We're not going to have the catastrophic part, but we are going to be very close to the eye wall and therefore very close to sustained force winds. Notice the tropical storm force winds extend out to about Highway 301. We're going to break it down for you county by county, and we'll talk about your timing as well in just a bit. Steve?